hello there, YouTube, and welcome to a ride on the iron. I just realized sitting in there, I was actually out flying my quadcopter. I'm looking how beautiful it is out here and all the 9 trillion bugs flying around it. It's going to wipe me out. I'm sure I'm going to have to stop and clean my lens off here. I thought, I'm going to take that iron for a ride. I need to look at my little app and see what time when I got gas last. I think it's been a while. So let's go for a rip. So I have absolutely no route agenda here whatsoever, but with that, we're gonna have to go north, south, or east the whole time because that sun is intense. So I figured, why not the old cedar mill? I think I was on, was it this or the low? But I didn't post a lot of those things. I got tons of videos on that thing. I keep saying I'm gonna dig some of them archives up, but there's a very few. The only talking is like when I come to a stop or I'm slowing up speed. Let's get the old shield up. Oh, there we go. Just a hint though, nothing like when it's cooler and a damper out. That's like intense. Oh, look at that, isn't that beautiful? You know, this may be odd, but there's a chemical that you know, weed killers and stuff like that, I actually enjoy those smells. It reminds me of, you know, like gardening and doing stuff with my parents. Because that weed killer smell just seems to never go away. It's always the same. But anyway, I was coming through woodland and went through a patch of bees. And man, all of a sudden, brah, 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 starts hitting the windshield, and all of a sudden there's bees bouncing all around. They're just hitting my tank and they're landing on my legs, and I just stand up and just start, I mean, at like 75 miles an hour, floundering, trying to make sure there's no bees on me. I'm looking at my arms, and luckily I had my my Columbia sportswear jacket on, and it's got a long like turtleneck thing, and I had it zipped up. So, but then I'm thinking about the one bee that was in my helmet. They were honeybees, but still, they'll put a wallop on you. Dadgummit, I was not gonna. Here, we're gonna do something illegal as hell. They'll get over it. This is that land that Kelly wants. She's always watching this thing on Zillow and whatever all those apps are. But it goes way back. Some families owned it like forever. Isn't that beautiful? She just loves that. So I'll turn you around backwards here so you get a better look at it. Oh, that's a fence. I thought, oh, there is a couple of deer sitting out there. One's looking straight at me, the other one's not paying no attention. Man, it's just like beautiful out here. Man, does it always feel good to get on this iron. Now if I can just keep you guys out of the sun, it'd be great. God almighty, how long has it been since I've rode down here? And look how far you can see down in that water already. Isn't that cool? So, talking to Kelly's actually been eyeballing a bolt, a Yamaha bolt. And I said, well, don't you like the iron? And she goes, yeah, but I'm not gonna, you know, what are those things, $8,500 now? And I go, what? Did you check the price on the bolt? And she goes, well, no, but it can't be as expensive as a Harley. I said, I think they're about the same price. Oh, well, I'd rather have the Harley. And I said, well, why don't you, because this thing's almost paid off. I said, why don't you ride the iron? And I get the 1200 Roadster. which I'm already planning on doing anyway, regardless of what she does. She knows it. She absolutely knows it. She comes in there and she's going, "You're going to buy that damn thing, aren't you?" Because I keep looking up stuff on it and replaying the little Harley videos and stuff like that. Everything I can find on it to read, watch, whatever. But, you know, her thing was, it goes, "Why, you're almost done with that payment. Why do you want to start another one?" And I said, "Well, you know, I could trade the iron in." This is before we started talking about the bolt and the iron. I was saying trade the iron in, and that would just be, you know, pretty much 100% of down payment. I said that would knock a huge amount off of it, but you pretty much have to sell this thing outright because, you know, a trade-in, they're not going to give you the resale value of it. I mean, they're not a non-profit organization. That's what cracks me up. People come into our store and going, "Well, I could sell that bike for $8,000. And you look up in, you know, Kelly or Kelly Blue Book or NADA or whatever, and you go, "Okay, its resale value is $8,000. We can't give you $8,000 and then turn around and sell it for $8,000. How did you get on that side?" Cows on the wrong side of the road. Man, that's a lot of cattle out there. So I still kind of got you in the sun. But anyway, so that's what we're talking about this morning. So that may be an option. Get her to ride this iron. I keep telling her, I said, you know, you're afraid of... she likes the idea enough that she's going, "Well, can you put engine guards on this thing?" And I said, "I still have those hideous looking, what do they call them, mustache bars, whatever, those crazy ugly bars that were on the 72. I wasn't even about to put, if I'd have put them things on there before I, you know, swapped it out for the Road King, the first thing they'd have done is have me take the damn things off." They were hideously ugly. And but she just, you know, wants some engine guards on there until she's good and confident that, you know, in case she does drop it, it's going to land on something like that instead of just slamming to the ground, which is pretty smart thinking on her part, that little woman. I love it when the water starts getting beautiful. So freaking gorgeous out here. So you want to go to Meekler Road down here and see what's going on that boat ramp? Oh, it's nice out here. God, what is it? It's still saying it's close to 80 degrees. What are we at here? 70. Wow, that's about 79. It was 77 at the house when I left, but I dropped a bunch of elevation, so... Pretty out here. The white fence. I don't know what it is about a white fence. I love those things. I'm gonna border my property with a white fence one of these days. Ooh, that one sounded like it hit me right in the nose. Well, can't tell. Look how shaded it is back here. Is that gorgeous? Yay, it's back to like summertime. Piss the people off, do a little off-roading out here. Well, if there's not a bunch of people down here, I'll drive down the end of the ramp. If there is, they fish along that bank and it pisses them off. I think it's pretty hard to turn this thing around down here if I remember right. But we'll work it out. Oh, look how clear that water is getting. That's wonderful. Look, those rocks that you can walk out on are almost sticking up out of the water. Wow, look at that. Them trees and stuff that were over there got mowed down in the storms this year. Look how many trees are stuck on that column or bunkman or whatever the hell you call that thing. I was actually earlier today thinking about Kelly and I until her friend came over who was just going to be there for a few minutes and has been there all day, but that's cool. They're having fun. But her and I were going to go for a ride, and I was going to actually pondered riding her down here on the street glide and flying the drone around. Look how low this thing will go in first gear. It's like a damn tractor. Blah, 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 blah. What's cool about this thing is you can smoothly let go of the clutch, no gas at all, and it'll take off. These things are awesome. That's what I was explaining to Kelly too. She goes, "Oh, I don't want to stall it, but I'm pointing uphill." Oh, that's too hard for uphill. Oh no, she's going. She gone. But just thinking about this thing as I'm cruising along, man, I don't know that I could ever get rid of this thing. I mean, I truly enjoy riding this thing. I know that 1200 Roadster is really cool and everything. Of course, I haven't seen it in person, so I may be like Triple X Deadhead and see the thing and be a little underwhelmed by it. I guess he said that seat, he sat on it for about 10 minutes, and he said that seat was absolutely atrocious. He said literally he thinks his butt was hurting after sitting on it on the showroom floor for about 10 minutes. But that's easy to fix. But anyway, regardless of what I do, the iron is the iron. The Roadster is a different bike. I mean, it has that iron look to it and everything else, but, you know, right down to it, it's a different bike. You know, and I've been planning on getting a Sportster 48 for quite a while. And this Roadster come about and kind of threw that idea right out the window. I mean, I don't even give a 48 a second look. It is definitely going to be the Roadster. That is like everything that I would want in a little Sportster. The fact that you can, you know, ride the thing aggressively and not drag stuff, and, you know, it has normal motorcycle suspension on it instead of this, you know, dark cruiser squatted look, you know. I gotta do something. Them brake pads and things are the old creek, she's a little murky, but it goes from murky to that really dark color. If you guys remember, it like picks up things from roots or whatever the hell it is out there. It turns really dark and cool looking. Harleys are junk. They fall apart. They're made out of cheap parts and all the bolts rattle out. Clearly someone that hasn't a clue what they're talking about. No exposure to Harleys whatsoever. Look at Consumer Reports. Look how highly rated Harleys are for reliability, customer satisfaction. You know, where do these people come up with this BS? They're just trolls. And you know, I'll let them, you know, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt of one or two little nasty comments, and then I'll delete their comments if it's just not, it serves no purpose other than trolling and hateful talk. I'll delete them, and if it continues, I just block them. But I have to say, to this date, I've never had to block anybody. It's like people unsubscribing. Even if there's people I don't like, I just, you know, I subscribed, and then later on they just turned ugly, or, you know, there's seriously some people that I literally just would not, if I even see a video happen to pop up. But it's kind of like Facebook. If you don't watch them, they just kind of disappear. They don't show up in your recommended and whatever list. But I would never unsubscribe them. You know, I just wouldn't do that. That would be me being hateful. To me, unsubscribing is just someone being hateful. You know, especially if it's someone that, you know, maybe somebody I just don't agree with them, or, you know, maybe they they cuss too much in a vulgar way, and that's pretty rare. But even if at some point I decide, you know, I'm not going to listen to that, that's a little much for me, I just stop watching them. I would never unsubscribe them. I have no hate or anything towards these people. Most of them things are Sportsters. That was pretty cool. I couldn't begin to tell you what they were. They had bags and different things on them. I couldn't tell what the hell they were. They looked like 1200 Customs. They could have been 883s or something. But one of them looked like it might have been an old Harley. It looked like the heads were black, but it looked more like a Custom. But anyway, I literally talked your ear off on I've been gone about 45 minutes now. So that was a nice little ride. I won't be able to, I have literally talked other than riding in the sun the whole time, so I got probably 40 minutes worth of footage here that I got to somehow or another dissect into something that you'll actually sit down and watch. So you're not bouncing out after about 10 minutes or less. But anyway, I really appreciate you guys coming along for a ride on the old iron. I love the hell out of this motorcycle. Love, love, love it. Can't get enough of this thing. But anyway, I appreciate you guys coming along. You guys have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you on the next ride. Be safe out there. We'll see you now. Bye-bye.